2 minutes wait करना, 2 minutes.
Message.
Camera rolling, camera start.
Press.
एक My dear children, very good morning to everyone. Good morning, bachcho. Good morning. I think frog, we have to start with frog. Cockroach is done, I think. I remember in this class, cockroach is completed. Good morning, bachcho. Good morning, Harita. Amritanand, very good morning. Good morning, Hari Surya, Manish. Good morning, Pavitra. Harshit. Good morning, Harshit. Kavita. Okay, so that is completed. Very good. Because what I am remembering that in the last time, there is some problem. There is some problem in the internet, and it happened somehow that the class was not completed. Hardly 10-15 minutes class happened. Okay. So this part is over. Now, can you please tell me, in the frog, we started, I know, but some part, up to some part we have done. That is, I think, the morphological part we have done. Do you remember that morphology is complete, or we have to start with the morphology also? On that day, the day before yesterday, I believe not many students were there. So that is also something which was keeping me back. And plus, okay, that was also something which was keeping me back. Morphology over, very good. So morphology over, in morphology, you know that the forelimb of frog ends in how many digits? Forelimb of frog, very good, Amritanand, very good. Forelimb of frog ends in how many digits? Number of digits or fingers in the forelimb? 4, very good. So forelimb 4 and hind limb 5. When one is remembered, obviously other one is 5, you can remember. Hind limb 5, toes, okay? And which one is having webbing of the toes, webbed toes? The fingers or toes? Already I answered that webbing of the toes and not of the fingers or digits. Only the hind limb. In the hind limb, there is a webbing of the toes. Okay, very good. And tell me the two distinguishing features in case of male. In male frog, two distinguishing features: hind limb. Very good. Very good. Hind limb. Very good. Hind limb. Good. Very good. Now, the two distinguishing features, I don't think that I'm wearing this cap just it's for my new style. No, it is because of severe headache. Okay, so it's not a style at all. Yeah, so one thing is there in the males, there is a copulatory pad, and one is vocal sacs, vocal sac and copulatory pads, vocal sac. And Pramoda, she is writing that on first digit of the forelimb, there is copulatory pads, very good. Copulatory pads, Usma, very good. And another thing is vocal sac. Harita, vocal sac and copulatory pads. Very good. So these are the two things that help. Very good. I do agree. And the one of the side of the trunk is colored, means it is olive green in color. Is it dorsal or ventral or both? Dorsal, ventral or both, which is olive green in color? Dorsal one, olive green in color. Okay. So the role of, someone is asking the role of copulatory pads, dock edge. Okay. Dock edge, what is your name, beta? First of all, please reveal your name. Okay. The dorsal side is olive green and having dark black spots. And this is a type of, this is to camouflage. It is to camouflage with the surrounding, and camouflage is a type of mimicry. So the animals which are animals or living organisms which try to hide themselves by their color, which means the color matches with the surrounding. This phenomenon in animals is known as mimicry. It is a type of mimicry. However, mimicry is done by various other ways also, but this is also a type of mimicry where the animals, their body color is matching with the surrounding. Just like our army uniform is a camouflage uniform. Even the helmet of the army personals is a camouflage one, which is having some artificial leaves and twigs and branches. Okay, many a times nowadays all artificial coming, but then when artificial were not there, then they used to break the original leaves and put them on there. And even the tent, army tent is also on the surface, it is all leaves are there. So it is a camouflage one. That means which it is, if someone is seeing from an aircraft or maybe from a drone, they are not visible. Okay, very good. So Ayan, yes, Ayan. So if you ask me what is the function of copulatory pad is a type of thickness in the first digit of the forelimb, and this is so that the male can hold the female during copulation. In frogs, there is a copulation. However, it is not a true copulation, because a true copulation means that the male passes the gametes inside the female genital tract. But so this is not that copulation. This is a type of embrace, or we can call it a sexual embrace, where the male is holding the female. Now, just recall that frog is very slippery. Frog is very slippery. Amphioxus, no, Pramoda, it is not amphioxus, it is amplexus. Amplexus. The type of sexual embrace is called amplexus, but we can call it copulation. Okay, so what I was saying that this is not a true copulation, because in this case the male is not transferring the gametes inside the female genital tract. However, at the end of copulation, both male and female, no doubt they release the gametes, but both male and female release the gametes in water, and fertilization takes place in water. Remember that in amphibians, fertilization is external. Amphibians, fertilization is external. In osteichthyes and amphibians, remember my early classes of animal kingdom, I said that osteichthyes, amphibians, it is external, and after that reptile, aves and mammals, it is internal. We call that. So no doubt fertilization is external, so it is a sort of a different type of to be more precise, we can call it as a sexual embrace. This already we have done this position. Okay, and we have also done their habitat. A very important point, that if a statement comes that Indian bullfrog is found in Indian Ocean, Indian bullfrog, which is Rana tigrina, is found in Indian Ocean. True or false? Write T for true, F for false. Indian bullfrog Yes, correct answer is false. Correct answer is false, right? Because ocean means marine water and they are freshwater animal. They are usually found in ponds, lake, ditches, lake, ditches. So that is very important. And so this, what I said, it is amplexus, okay? And so I was explaining you what is the function of that one. Now you can look here, you can just see this diagram wherein you will understand. Even if we hold the frog, it is so slippery that it can slip away. So how do, it is not there in this file. So how do the male itself is slippery and the female is slippery? So what is there? God has given the base of the first finger very thick, right? A big pad like. And during breeding season, it becomes very sticky. So with that sticky and thick base of the first finger, they can hold the female tightly. This is a sexual embrace, okay? Later on, we have a picture also. I will show the picture to you. So I think in the reproduction part, the sexual embrace is there. There, if I have that picture. Excretion, control and coordination, sense organs, and reproduction. Yes. Yeah. So this is the sexual embrace. You can see that the forelimb. This is the forelimb of the frog, which is under the this is the female. Okay. So this copulatory pad help in holding the female, and this is copulation, which is properly called sexual embrace and not the true copulation, because both the males and female, they release the gametes out into the water. Is this point clear to everyone? Shall we proceed now? Very, very good. So we were like, I was just about to give the final touches to this external morphology. The body is divisible into two parts. What are those two parts? You can write in very short, you can write in only the abbreviations. The body, because it is freshwater animal. Yes. You can tell me the two parts. Head and trunk. Very good. The body is divisible into two parts, head and trunk. Okay. And absence of neck is helpful in, it is helpful in locomotion. Absence of neck is very good. TNH, very good. TNH, very good. Absence of neck is helpful in locomotion. Both locomotion means in leaping also. Leaping means long jump, and also in water, swimming in water. So in locomotion, absence of neck is helpful. Sexual dimorphism. Dimorphism means where the morphology of the two male and female is different. Sexual dimorphism, presence of vocal sac and the copulatory pad, if it help in finding out the male. If they are absent, it is a female. Remember that presence of what can make you understand it is a male cockroach. Presence of what help you to make out the male cockroach? Can you please tell me? What do you see in the cockroach? Then you confirm कि भैया it is a male, and if it is not there, it is a female. What is that? Yes, it is style, caudal style. Very good. Caudal style. Very good. Good. So caudal style in case of cockroach help us to find out the male cockroach. If it is absent, female cockroach. Similarly, if we find copulatory pad and vocal sac, then it is a male frog. If it is absent, it is a female frog. Is vocal sac and vocal cords are same? No, they are different. Vocal cords are present in both males and female, but vocal sac is an amplifier, means it will increase the intensity of the sound. That's it. It is an amplifier. Are you guys with me? Understood? So both vocal sac and vocal cords are present in males and females. ठीक है. So this is revised head and trunk body division, dorsal, ventral, trunk, these various parts, okay, webbing of the toes, forelimb, four digits, that also. And there is only one opening called cloacal aperture from outside, both in male and female, only one opening, cloacal aperture. And yes, there are nictitating membrane. This nictitating membrane is a protective membrane, and when they want the protection, when they enter into water, at that time they want protection of their eyes. So nictitating membrane is a transparent membrane. They also have eyelids. They also have eyelids. So nictitating membrane is a third eyelid. The frog never drinks water but absorb it through the skin. Remember that the skin of the frog help it to absorb water, and it never drinks water. Okay. Well, and feeding habit, the adult, that means Rana tigrina, this is carnivorous, but its tadpole is carnivorous, herbivorous, or omnivorous. Adult is carnivorous. Tell me the larva, the tadpole, is it carni, is it herbi, or is it omnivorous? Yes, Parmoda, your answer is correct. And yes, here also people are giving correct answer. Shyam, Srinivasa, they are giving correct answer. Hari Surya, all giving correct answer, and that is herbivorous. The tadpole larva is herbivorous. Let us now begin the digestive system of frog. So, first of all, we know that the adult frog is carnivorous, and therefore you find that the alimentary canal is not very long. If the same size animal, which is a carnivorous, its alimentary, which is a herbivorous, its alimentary canal is longer than this. But the same size animal, you can take two frog size animal. One is a herbivorous, one is a carnivorous. Herbivores have a longer alimentary canal, and carnivores have a shorter alimentary canal. And this is attributed to their digestion, because the digestion of cellulose, it takes longer time, and therefore a longer stay in the alimentary canal is required. So their alimentary canal is shorter because they are carnivorous. Assertion and reasoning will pakka come here, that why the alimentary canal is shorter, because they are carnivorous. Okay, good. So mouth leading to pharynx, pharynx leading to esophagus, mouth, pharynx, esophagus. After that, there is a stomach, then duodenum, then other part of the intestine, and then the rectum, and then cloaca. Rectum opens into cloaca. In all animals having cloaca, there is no anus. Anus is not there in animals having cloaca. Very good. Okay. One more thing, that they have got these glands, associated digestive glands, like this is the liver. Liver produce bile, and the bile is stored in gallbladder. And they have got a pancreas. In this diagram, pancreas is not visible. However, the pancreas and the both gallbladder, the bile duct, the common duct opens in the first part here. In the first part, that is duodenum, the common duct, the hepatopancreatic duct, which is hepato for liver and pancreato for pancreas, is opening here. These are the accessory digestive glands. Okay, one is pancreas, one is the liver. Liver is the largest gland in this animal and in all other animals, in our case also. So one more thing, there are no salivary glands here. Therefore, there is no digestion that begins in the buccal cavity. So if a question comes that digestion begins in which part of alimentary canal in frog, buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, intestine, where it starts, begins. Digestion of food begins in which part? In the stomach. Digestion begins in the stomach and not in the buccal cavity. Very important. Okay, bacho? Then this diagram, this is enough in this diagram. The digestive system comprises of digestive alimentary canal and digestive glands. Alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the length of intestine is reduced. Mouth opens into buccal cavity, which opens into pharynx, then esophagus, then stomach, then intestine, then rectum, and afterwards cloaca. यार ये क्या पंगा है यार remind me later next century on the TV screen because a laptop is attached. AVG is a software for antivirus software and it itself is a virus. Let me tell you, all free antivirus softwares are itself virus. So it is there was a pop-up came. AVG wants to restart the computer, and the moment computer was restarted, this would have been gone. I mean I was scared. I went and I said, "Remind me later." So later means after 15 minutes, after 1 hour, after 1 day, after 1 century. Wow, this is good, comedy. I put after 1 century. Okay. So after that, there is a cloaca. Very good. Liver secretes bile that is stored in gallbladder. Pancreas, what happens in the live class, so people are saying along with me, like the moment they see this one and they have their books in front of them, they can say. But right now, you cannot say so fast, but keep the book open in front of you so that you can understand that these fill-ups are very important points, okay? Pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. The tongue is bilobed, and something special about the tongue, I should tell you. Something very special about the tongue. The tongue, this is the base of the tongue. And the base of the tongue is bifid, or we can say bilobed. And this is the front of the tongue, okay? And front of the tongue is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. And the base of the tongue is free. It is free, and the front or anterior part, tip, it is fixed. It is fixed. So when this animal is taking the tongue out, for example, if I am taking my tongue out, the tip of my tongue is coming out, okay? But when this animal is taking its tongue out, the tip is, because tip is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity, so the base, which is wider and bifid, that comes out. And not only wider and bifid or bilobed, it is very sticky also. It is very sticky also. So what happens that it will just throw the tongue out. It unrolls the tongue out so fast like a weapon, and by this bifid nature capture the insect. Because of flying insect, it is difficult for the flying insect to really catch hold of them, okay? It is very difficult because the time in case of flying, in some other day we will talk about this relativity of time when insects or housefly or human beings or other animal. But today, because labors is the problem, I will just tell you that they just catch hold. Unless they throw it like a weapon, the insects will fly away, and their food mainly comprise of insects. It comes out of water just to catch food and capture the prey is the food. Bachcho, is this point clear to everyone? Very good. So food is captured by the bilobe tongue. Digestion of food takes place by the action of gastric juice. Gastric juice produced by the gastric glands. Gastric glands are present in the walls of the stomach. Gastric glands. Partially digested food called chyme. Always remember that in the stomach, That partially digested food is always called chyme. In the stomach, the food is called chyme, is passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The duodenum. Anyone who know why it is called duodenum? Or just tell me what is the meaning of duoden? Duo and done. Any idea what is that duoden means? Duoden. Okay. Duoden. No, this is not the spelling of duodenum. Dear Dhanraj, this is spelling correct. Duodenum, D-U-O. Duo. Duo means two. Very good. Den means 10. Very good. Duo means two. Den means 10. And 2 and 10 means total 12. 12. So duoden means 12. Actually, its length is equal to the width of 12 fingers. Its length is just 25 centimeter, equal to the width of 12 fingers. 4, 4, and 4. That's it. And that is the reason it is called duodenum, the one which is 12 or which is 12-ish, 12-ish, duodenum like that. So that is the reason why it is called duodenum. Anyways, this duodenum name is given to the human being. In the human being, it is 25 centimeter. In this animal, it is much smaller. But the name is same, duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juice from the pancreas through a common duct known as hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct. Here, hepatopancreatic duct. Bile. Now, what the bile does with the fats? Come on, what the bile does with the fats? Bile emulsifies fats. Bile emulsifies fats, and pancreatic juice contain digestive enzymes, digest carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place where? In the intestine, because the last part is intestine. After that, rectum is there, and in the rectum, the undigested residue, the fecal matter, is stored. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of the intestine called both villi and microvilli. Both villi and microvilli. Villi and microvilli. Okay. The undigested solid waste, that is a fecal matter, moves into the rectum. Now it goes to the rectum. It moves into the rectum and passes out through the cloacal aperture. Passes out through the cloacal aperture. Remember, there is no anus. It does not pass out through anus. There is no anus in animals having cloaca. So only common opening known as cloacal aperture, and passes out through cloacal aperture. So this is all about the digestive system. Okay, so we have started by explaining that it consists of two parts, alimentary canal and digestive glands. Alimentary canal is shorter, and the reason why it is shorter, because the animal is carnivorous. Starting with the mouth and then ending with the rectum, opens into the cloaca. Okay, cloaca. The meaning of cloaca is a gutter where all the drains open, a gutter, the literal meaning. And the digestion of food does not begin in the buccal cavity. The digestion of food begins in the stomach. Please understand this point. Then the next point is liver secretes bile that is stored in gallbladder, and pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzyme. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Tongue base is bilobed. Digestion of food takes place by the action of gastric juice. So it begins in the stomach by reaction of stomach or gastric juice secreted from the wall of the stomach. Partially digested food called chyme is passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. Now, in the duodenum, the hepatopancreatic duct opens in the duodenum. There are two types of questions. One is this only. So what opens in the duodenum? Answer is hepatopancreatic duct. And another type of question is hepatopancreatic duct in frog opens in, and the answer is duodenum. And the same is also applicable to human beings. Bile emulsifies fats and pancreatic juice digest carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous villi and microvilli both. These are the projections which increase the surface area. The undigested solid waste moves into the rectum and passes out through the cloacal aperture. Well, that's simple. So that's a simple thing about the digestive system of frog. So quite similar in human beings, okay? But then the beginning is different, and the teeth are very quite different in this case. The teeth are not like that of the human beings, okay? Human teeth, because we are mammals, we have heterodont, 4 different type of teeth. We have the biting teeth and chewing teeth. That type of teeth are absent in case of the only one type of worm teeth are there, which just to kill the prey. So that is also a big difference, which is the reason digestion does not begin in the buccal cavity. Also, in the buccal cavity, there is no digestive glands, okay? So neither it is chewed properly, nor there is a digestive and salivary glands. Let us begin with the respiratory system of frog. Now, respiration in adult frog occurs by 3 modalities. Modality means 3 modes. What are these 3 modalities? One is the skin, the main modality, cutaneous respiration. One is the buccal cavity and pharynx, which is called buccal or buccopharyngeal respiration. And the third modality is the lungs, okay, and which is known as the pulmonary. So cutaneous, buccal, pulmonary. Now please understand that the pulmona or the lungs are not like that of mammals or even birds. Birds also, they don't expand. In mammals, the lungs can expand. You know that why the air is going inside, even while I'm not thinking and you are also not thinking, but the lungs are getting the air. Because when the chest is expanding, the lungs are expanding. And the lungs are expanding, and therefore pressure inside the lungs decrease, air goes inside the lungs. When the atmospheric pressure is little higher, then the lungs pressure becomes slightly lower than the atmospheric pressure, air goes inside. This type is not there in case of frog. In the frog, the lungs are non-expansile. So the pressure change in the lungs does not take place. So the pressure in the lungs and pressure in the atmosphere is same. So in order to send the air, the air into the lungs, you have to compress the air. You have to compress, okay? You have to send the pressurized air. And how to pressurize the air? There is no compression, there is no pump. You have to create that in the buccal cavity. Take the air inside the buccal cavity, close the nostril, close the mouth, and push this floor of the buccal cavity up so that the air becomes pressurized and that it enters into the lungs. So quite difficult task, and the biggest difficulty is while eating, because while eating, animal has to open the mouth, and the moment animal opens the mouth, air will go out. Air cannot be compressed inside. So these are the challenges with the pulmonary respiration. However, it is one of the modality. The best modality is the skin. Number 1, large surface area. We all know that the skin is the largest organ of our body. Skin is the largest organ, so quite a big surface area, and and skin of this animal is moist. Even when it is not in water, then also there are moisture keeping glands or mucus glands. Mucus glands keep the skin moist. This is the reason that if you try to hold the frog, it is so slippery, it will chances are there it will slip off. The skin is slippery. Okay, understood. Okay. So three modalities are there. One is through the skin, one is through the buccal cavity, which is called buccopharyngeal, and one is through the lungs, which is called pulmonary. Now, when this animal is in water, obviously the two which are not working are this buccal and the pulmonary, because they require air and there is no air. In water, there is no air. So in water, only modality working is cutaneous. Cutaneous. Only modality working is cutaneous. When this animal goes into a state of suspension, that is hibernation and estivation, during extreme of cold and extreme of hot weather, it goes into hibernation and estivation in the soil. Again, the problem is air. Okay. So therefore, in hibernation and estivation also, the only modality is cutaneous. Hibernation, estivation, or the second thing I said is the water, when the animal is in water. In both the times, the only modality is cutaneous. The only mode is cutaneous. Now tell me, on land, what is the respiration, or which modality of respiration is working? Cutaneous, pulmonary, or buccal? On land, which mode is working? Dhanraj Sinha, your answer is correct. I am getting your name first time in the online class, but then welcome. And Hari Surya, your answer is correct. All three. Yes, all the three mode work on the land. All the three mode. But in water, only skin. So aquatic respiratory organ, skin. Aquatic respiratory organ is skin. Remember this point. On land, all three are working. Okay. Which modality is working every time, 24/7? Another question. Which modality is working every time, 24/7, all the times? Yes, your answer is correct, Bacho. Your answer is correct. It is skin. Very good, skin. So every time the one which is working is the skin. In water, skin. In hibernation, estivation, skin. On land, skin plus buccal plus pulmonary, all three. These are basic type of questions that can be given on land. And one NCERT line is also there that I just asked you, that act as the aquatic respiratory organ. What is the aquatic respiratory organ in frog? Another question that can be asked here is, what is the respiratory organ in case of tadpole? Respiratory organ in tadpole larva. Option number 1, lungs. Option number 2, skin. Option number 3, buccal cavity. Option number 4, none of the above. Very good, Uzma, your answer is correct. And before that also, Amrutanand, your answer is correct. And here also, answer is correct. Very good. None of the above, because in tadpole, the gills are respiratory organs. Tadpole, gills are the respiratory organ. Very good. Okay, very good. So dissolved oxygen in water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion. By diffusion, on land, the buccal cavity, skin and lungs act as a respiratory organ. The respiration by lungs is called pulmonary. Okay. Respiratory system, the lungs are a pair of elongated, pink-colored sac-like structures present in the upper part of the trunk region. Upper part of the trunk, we know that it is thorax. But thorax and abdomen are not internally separated. Okay, upper part is called thorax. Air enters through the nostrils into the buccal cavity and then to the lungs. Air entered through the nostrils into the buccal cavity and then pressurized into the lungs, compressed into the lungs. During aestivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through the skin only. Skin only. You can see there they have elongated pink colored lungs. Lungs are pink colored, pink. Lungs are pink colored. Okay. So digestive system, very easy. We have seen that. Respiratory system, even easier. Respiratory system, even easier. No need to know which enzyme is there. Just a very basic information is required. Okay, shall we start with the circulatory system? Are you guys with me, bachcho? However, in the examination, I think respiratory is coming. In the examination tomorrow, till respiratory is coming. But I think we have time, 10-15 minutes. We have 15 minutes left. Can we do that? Wow, very good. Now let us talk about the circulatory system of frog. Circulatory system of frog is number one, closed type. First of the point is closed type. Circulatory system is closed type. Okay. There are two circulations acting here. One is the blood vascular system, blood circulation, and one is the lymph circulation, lymphatic circulation. So circulations, two systems are there. One is the blood vascular system, blood vascular system, blood vascular system, and one is the lymphatic system, lymphatic system. Number two, it is a closed type. I was, sharing this day before yesterday, this file to all the online students. The problem is, number one, the branding. Our branding was not there, but then, that also I can put the branding, okay? That also I can put easily, but the thing is, in this, there are so many extra things are there. And that extra things, so I am to here, deducting them or cutting them. But when you are doing it alone, so you have to always keep a note that what is not in the NCERT is not important for you. Might be it is given there, but you have to leave the, for example, like amplaxus. This word, if you know, very good. If you don't know, also very good. Copulation is given, copulatory pad, so nuptial. Nuptial is the English word for marriage, nuptial. Nuptial pad is given, you know, very good. But if you don't know that nuptial is called copulatory, then you won't get marks. And here our all teaching is marks based. It is examination because yes, no doubt, we are not training you for you are not preparing your geology subject, but we are actually training you for a NEET examination. Hemocoelom, blood without respiratory pigment. Wow. Pavitra, I'm impressed by your knowledge about this. So it is closed type. Okay, bachcho? Then, as Pavitra said, that the body cavity is filled with blood and the main body cavity is known as hemocoelom. कहाँ से आ गया इसमें? There is no hemocoelom. Hemocoelom cockroach में होता है. Sorry, I unnecessarily, appreciated you. Hey, Baba, it is a closed system, closed type. No hemocoelom. Sorry. Blood vascular system and lymphatic systems are there. It is a closed type. Okay. Heart is three-chambered heart, wherein two atria and one ventricle. Then there is a incomplete double circulation. There is an incomplete double circulation, incomplete double circulation. You know that this is not my actual handwriting. My handwriting is quite decent as compared to this one. But today, it is so much of painful thing that Handwriting is also affected. Yes, Harita, I am really very impressed by this because Harita is correct in saying that the heart is myogenic heart. It is a myogenic heart. All vertebrates have myogenic heart. All vertebrates. For example, the heart of cockroach and earthworm is neurogenic. But the first time we have seen an animal where the heart is myogenic among the three animals, this is a myogenic heart. Myogenic means that there is a pacemaker inside the heart. And very interestingly, I tell you, where actually is the pacemaker in this animal? So, keeping these special points in mind, general points in mind, let us now begin the circulatory system. It is having a well developed closed type of circulatory system. Just now I have done that. Have both blood vascular as well as lymphatic systems. Lymphatic systems, very good. The blood vascular system involved. Now, this is what blood is there. Blood vessels and heart. Blood vessels and heart. The blood vascular system comprise of blood vessels and heart. Okay. The lymphatic system comprise of lymph vessels and lymph nodes. Lymph vessels and lymph nodes. Here blood vessels and heart. And here no heart as such. Lymphatic heart is there, but it is not a true heart. So we can ignore that. We can just say lymph vessels and lymph nodes. Okay. This is a generalized picture which can also be applicable to human being or any other animal, what actually the lymph is and how lymph and blood vascular system are related, and this is only applicable to animals having a closed type of circulatory system. So ignore the green line. You can see that heart is pumping the blood into the arterial system, then arterial system ultimately arteriole divides into so many arterioles, and then it branches into so many capillaries. Capillaries combine to form the venule and then the venous system, and then it brings blood to the back to the heart. Okay, so this is the closed circulatory system. Blood is not coming out of this system. Not even a drop of blood is coming out in a closed circulatory system. This is quite different from the open circulatory system of cockroach, where from the heart the blood is pumped into the anterior head sinus, from the anterior aorta to the head sinus. Here there is no such sinus system. Point number one. Point number two, that these capillaries release a fluid in the tissues, and that is known as tissue fluid or interstitial fluid. That fluid is called tissue fluid or interstitial fluid. This diagram is also available on the internet, so if you have the doubt in understanding it again, you can even download that. Okay, but I think if you understand, because only this much is required for you to understand. Tissue fluid is there. Tissue fluid exchanges nutrients and waste with the tissue cells. After exchanging, the same fluid is drained back into the capillaries. 90% of it is drained back. Approximately 90% of it is drained back. Remaining 10% enters into another blind capillary. Blind capillary means because it is closed at one end. Another blind capillary, and then through this capillary it is passing out through some filters, and ultimately it is going back to the vein. So substances of the blood return back to the blood. Whatever comes in the tissue fluid is then taken up by these capillaries and then returned back to the blood. Okay, so in this tissue fluid WBCs are present. WBCs are present, but RBCs are absent. Okay, so yes, in this fluid also WBC is present, but RBCs are absent. In this tissue fluid, large proteins are absent. Large proteins are absent in this tissue fluid. Okay, so what happened? Want to keep it. Yeah. Okay. In this tissue fluid, large proteins are absent. Okay, tissue fluid. Small proteins are present, large proteins are absent. So here also, large proteins are absent. I hope you understand. Let's use the blue color now. Are you guys with me? So far with me? Can you please tell me what is the phenomenon? What is the phenomenon of the WBCs coming out from the capillaries into the tissue fluid? What process? Number one, and number two, what is the phenomenon called? If any one of these two questions you answer, I'll be more than happy and impressed. By what process WBCs, which are bigger in size than RBCs, but they can leak out, but RBCs are not. WBCs are all bigger than RBCs. They can come out. RBCs are not. By what process? And what is this phenomenon known as? By phagocytosis. Pramoda, by what process they come out? What you are answering is their function, phagocytosis. So for phagocytosis they come out. But by what process? How do they manage to come out through the tiny holes from where even RBCs cannot come out? And they are bigger than RBCs. Still they can manage to come out from those tiny holes. Hint number one, answer begins with A, followed by M. Amoeboid action. So by amoeboid action, amoeba-like action, they can manage to come out from the tiny capillaries. Now you have to tell me, what is this phenomenon known as? The name begins with D, followed by I. D, I. And yes, Uzma, your answer is correct. But I just want to see whether any YouTuber can answer. Yes, you are answering, that is correct. I want to know what is this. Okay, yes, correct answer, Aditya. This is diapedesis. Very good. Diapedesis. And by amoeboid action they can come out, and this phenomenon is known as diapedesis. Very good. So WBCs are present in this fluid. These channels are known as lymph channels. These vessels are known as lymph vessels or lymph channels. These filters are known as lymph nodes. And the fluid inside is called lymph. It is not red color because RBCs are absent. It is pale color, okay, or almost colorless. It is not red colored. WBC present, but RBCs and large proteins are absent. Everything which is absent in the tissue fluid is absent in the lymph also. And what are absent in the tissue fluid? RBCs. Number two, large proteins. So these two things are absent in the lymph also. You can see that the lymph channels have internal valves. This will help us to understand the lymph channels have internal valves, okay? Yes, because there is no pumping action as such. So they require valve for a low pressure of fluid moving into them. Just like the veins have valves, internal valves. Okay, but so the relation between blood vascular and lymphatic system. And then on the next turn, we will continue further from this page number. So you have to tell me that, sir, you have to explain the heart. You have to remind me that, sir, you have to explain the heart. that it is a 3-chambered heart and 2 additional chambers, sinus venosus and conus arteriosus. Okay, bachon? Okay. Bye bye. Take care. God bless. Which class is now? Which class is scheduled now? Which class is scheduled now? Botany. Okay, bye-bye. Remind me, sir, you have to start the heart. God bless. Bye-bye. I am constantly watching your marks. Some of the students are constantly working good, constantly, consistently. But some students are not doing good. But if it is so, then what's the fun? You are giving your valuable time and energy, and of course money also after some time. Okay, so you are what it is. So you can just give me a call. Usually timings are evening timings. After 7:30 p.m. you can give me a call and you can ask, sir, how to maximize my marks. If I'm not picking the call, you can just send me a WhatsApp message. Sir, I am so and so, I am from the online batch and want to talk to you. That's it. You can just give me a message so that if I don't pick up at that time, I'll call you back. Okay? You can talk to me and you can take benefit from my experience. What can be done to increase your marks? Because this is okay, basic things, NCERT points, even you can also read and understand, but you have to actually pick up that point, that how to maximize the marks. Some students are amazingly doing good consistently. Bye-bye.